And I'm just trying to read a little bit of information here where it looks like, let's see, some areas have been evacuated in Milliken. I think we told you that. I'm also seeing that the National Guard, some folks are saying that National Guard is in town trying to direct traffic.
In Greeley?
And look at this vehicle that looks to be stuck under that tree there.
Right.
And
was
again,
that National Guard in Greeley, Ann? I'm sorry.
It looks like it is in, you know what, it's not clear. It might be in Milliken.
Well, we do know that
it is Milliken, yes.
That list of 14 counties, Weld was one of them. The governor signed the authorization today with the $6 million to try to help folks out. As we, I mean, it's funny to even think about that you would talk about $6 million being nothing, but that would be very hard to spread around 14 counties.
Based on what we have all seen today, you know, and you know, we're not trying to be sarcastic here, but based on what we have seen today, this is. You know, as we've all said, this is a once-in-a-lifetime event here because this is massive. This flooding, this disaster, and it is widespread. 14
Certainly
counties.
don't want to sound flip about that.
No,
I think what they're trying to convey is the idea that there is so much damage that we know about. I mean, there's a whole lot of damage we don't know about yet. The $6 million, gee, that's great. But there's a whole lot of work to do.
Well, and we've heard this from all of the sheriff's departments who are trying to work and trying to do the best they can under these conditions where they would normally rely on each other to provide some help. They are all strapped in their own counties, and as we've heard, you know, there are people unaccounted for, and they don't have any clue right now as to how many homes or businesses are damaged, much less destroyed. But as we can see here in Weld County, they do have people out, and it looks like these are search and rescue types, possibly from the sheriff's department. We don't know. We just know that they are mobilizing people out there.
There are shut-ins, of course, in every community. There are people that are not as mobile as others. There was one woman we talked to yesterday. It was very sad kind. She was an older woman who mentioned the fact that her balance wasn't all that great anyway. She got out of her car in a flood situation and it just knocked her flat. She was very lucky to have been saved by some passers-by.
Look how deep this water is.
That's over their knees, isn't it?
Well past.
In some areas,
yeah, and as they keep moving, it gets deeper and deeper. Look at that.
Oh, there's a horse. Well, that's pretty high there.
Well, and one of the things is you're talking about people who do not leave. You know, one of the things Steve Reams from the Weld County Sheriff's Department was telling us that you know, with the farming community, you know, they're a pretty resilient bunch, and so oftentimes feel like they need to stay and protect their land, protect their crops, and do what they can. And unfortunately, I don't think anyone fully anticipated the levels of water that we are seeing here.
Well, I was thinking about the idea, too. I mentioned it a moment ago. When you're living out on an area like that, which is so flat, there's no high ground to go to. I mean, you're either there or you're someplace else. There's no kind of in between there. And when I say someplace else, I mean someplace far away. Anything nearby is just as wet as what we're looking at right there.
Once again, we appreciate you watching 7 News and staying with us as we continue our coverage of Colorado flooding. This has been a crazy day for, I think, a lot of folks in all of the 14 counties across Colorado that have been declared a disaster area, where we've had, you know, from flooding of major intersections in Aurora to evacuations in Commerce City and folks being allowed to go back there. And then it seems like every hour it changes. The focus changes on each community because there's been so much going on. Even in Evergreen, we were watching where businesses were flooded out as well. So this is very widespread, and that is why we are continuing to bring you coverage of this so you can see this firsthand.